Welcome to Too Long Didn't Read Spanish. I'm going to explain things really quickly in a silly way that will hopefully help you remember things that you've been taught in class, but you can't quite remember how to use them. Today, we're talking about that 6-box thing that you see in Spanish class from day one, and how exactly can I remember what goes where. In order to do that, I want you to think about 3 different people. Number 1, yourself. You are a king. Number 2, you're a queen. And number 3, you're a pet pig. All 3 of you live in a castle. Up here are 6 boxes. The only things to know for right now are to the left of this line, we only have to talk about one thing at a time. To the right of this line, we're talking about more than one thing. First question is, who's the number 1 person here? Who's the most important person? So that's definitely yourself. In English, we would say I as the subject. In Spanish, we're saying yo. Who's the second most person? Queen. We're talking to the queen here. So we're going to say you. You. Third most important person or thing is our pet pig. And we are talking together, and we're talking about that pet pig. So that pet pig is going to be it. And we're going to say él, ella, usted. So all 3 of you are here. You live in the castle. We're leaving the castle. In order to leave the castle here, we need to cross this border. What's that called in a castle? This area with the water? A moat. So we're calling this the moat of solitude. Why solitude? Because on the left we have one thing, on the right we have more than one thing. So now we're going to imagine that these 3 people are out with other things. We need to have at least one other person with them. So the king is out here, he's outside of the castle, and he still wants to say something about himself, but now he's with somebody else as well. The only way to say that is going to be with we. Nosotros, nosotras. Aside from this, we're going to cross out that. That's the vosotros form, and you probably don't need to know it at your school. Next thing, it. If we have more than one pig here, and we're talking about them, in English we would say they. In Spanish, our options are ellos, ellas. And then one other thing here, because we don't put in anything here, this you needs to go somewhere. If you remember your tú, that's when you're talking to somebody else. So imagine that you're talking to 2 other people or a group of people. That's not the same as this, because you aren't saying they are here right now. You're saying you guys are here right now. Awesome. In order to do that, we're going to change that tú into an ustedes. So that's where the 6-box thing comes from in Spanish. See you next time.